11, 10, 9. Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. We have a liftoff. Liftoff on Apollo. Now, I'm sure that most of you know the old story about the astronaut who went far out into space and was asked on his return whether he had been to heaven and seen God. And he said yes.
Greetings, ladies, gentlemen, non-binaries, and sentient artificial intelligence. Join us on this journey to find the others. Because no matter where we find ourselves in this multiverse, the act of existing is all too familiar.
Guys? Is anybody out there? Hello?
The mushroom has a tremendous problem-solving ability.
Herb is a plant. Herbs are good for everything.
As we look across this great expanse and stare at the stars, we can't help but be reminded these lights, though we're seeing them all at the same time, happen across a multi-billion-year delta. Some of those fires burned millions of years ago, some billions, but all of them happened so we could experience them in this one singular moment.
They called us scouts. They called us seekers. They called us Hoosier. But we were destined to question everything.
I don't know about you, but as for me, the question has already been answered. Should we be here? Yes.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, non-binary, sentient, artificial intelligence, to Hoosier Sophisticate.
We're here.
Hi,
We're
guys.
live. We're
How are
doing
you?
it.
Are you guys getting by all right? You getting by all right, bud?
Yeah, I'm ups and downs, baby. Ups and downs, ebbs and flows, peaks and valleys. You know the
Strikes
whole
and gutters.
You know the whole story.
I do know the
man.
whole story, man. It's this is weird.
It's the weirdest time.
It's so strange. I really there's so much I am grateful for. I guess we're just kind of beating it over the head here. We've been talking about it quite a bit. You know,
Oh, great. Craig's going to talk about what he's grateful for again.
No, but, you know, it is affording us a lot of cool opportunities. There's been some crazy creativity happening.
The best. We did a little mini version of Hoosier on Adventure. I laughed my ass off.
It's going to be
Ryan
the best
Watts
content we
is
make.
a savant. I know you get sick of us saying it, but wait until you start seeing his talents showcased. Oh my word. The ability to be able to shoot from the hip of that guy is I mean it's next level.
It's like I was talking about, like we throw a bunch of shit at him and he just lassos it all up and brings it together and makes it this nice congealed orb of goodness, just funny and sexy and
It's going to be good. What it is like a role-playing game. I didn't quite understand it. And you each kind of create a character, and Ryan's going to kind of create a world for us, and then we're going to kind of go in there, maybe as ourselves, maybe as characters. We don't know. It's Dungeons and Dragons, kind of, I guess. Is that?
Yeah, it's an
like
it's a D20 RPG game. So,
Okay.
but what we're doing is we're creating something that is in outer space or in another dimension. So, essentially, we're still us. Me and you are still Craig and Steve.
Who are really Craig and Steve.
Right. But we're flipping back and forth between these realities and kind of co-creating this this little yarn throughout the universe. So
I can't wait to
it's super fun.
stuff
The other
like
night, Ryan and I did a little one-on-one action just to kind of explore who my character is going to be a little bit more. I'm pretty excited about who your character is going to be, and then us coming back together and figuring out how those two characters coexist. It's going to be absolutely hilarious. It's going to be great. And the best part about it is, for me, is the way that we're setting it up. It's very much based in our truth, in our in our reality now. And then but we get to kind of imagine ourselves to our best case or our worst case scenarios. And
oh god,
and it's going to
and
be
the
a
weird
blast.
things. Like I immediately was like, hit the smoke all the weed button. And I wasn't sure if I was even playing the game right, but then he said he goes into this different mode, and he
CBD.
realizes who I am. Thank you. He realizes who I am, and he's like, "Yeah, okay, you press the weed button. The room begins to fill with smoke." And I'm like, "Oh shit! Oh, you let yourself just escape." And I think right now, with everything that's going on, it's a definite time for watching movies to escape,
doubt.
creating art to escape, the Facebook group. And this is where I was kind of leading to with
Yes.
it. Having this group here and helping us along the way and helping each other is the best thing that I could have ever imagined coming out of the fucking dumbass changing station, like
It's
eating
pretty great, man.
bananas, seeing this community come together. We talked about an idea that we're going to have called the Hoosier Prom. And I can't wait. I'm going to show you some prom pictures right now while we talk about the Hoosier Prom. The idea here is I didn't have a prom.
Before we segue, can I just
please do.
wrap that up a little bit? So
Please do.
what I was getting at was the best part about it is because our characters are based in who we are right here, it's going to allow everybody in the group to make their own character that gets
you're
to
good enough.
exist in this other side. And so ideally it's going to follow the fucking escapades of two dickheads like me and Steve. You guys can't get enough of that, can you? And you get to put yourself in it. So I just think it's going to be...
I can't wait.
You talking about the group, what's cool about it is that literally everybody can roll a character, can create a character to live in this fantasy sci-fi universe that we're creating. It's going to be a blast.
We're all there.
And it's going to be
anyway.
super psychedelic, and it's going to be there's going to be original music and art and all kinds of stuff going on there.
We're the people who want to do that anyway.
doubt,
We're
no
the
doubt.
people. Our group is cultivated in a bunch of seekers, a bunch of people who are thinking outside the box and trying to look at things with different perspectives. It's a beautiful thing. And go back to the Hoosier Prom. I'll put up some pictures here. But that's what you're right. That's what the group is all about. The group is all about kind of finding new ways to cope with each other, and prom is going to be one of these things. We want to get together with
doubt.
you bastards after all of this is
I just
over.
want to create as many magical moments with these people as I possibly can.
And one way to do it totally online, that we'll hopefully meet up with Ryan's game. Like we'll
No
meet
doubt.
up and shoot video footage,
No doubt.
and then put that into the game.
Yeah.
And then, so our idea was after the quarantine, during this, after the Hoosier Own Adventure will continue to go and go and go and go and go. So if you don't get on now, you'll be able to get on later. The Hoosier Prom is going to be May 23rd. And it's going to be at the Spanish Society.
It's going to be a blast.
And it's going to be a fucking shit show. Let me show you some prom pictures. Here, what do you think about these two?
oh, look at that dude's big.
Oh, look at
letters.
that. This is supposed to be the
Oh,
last
that's
one.
vintage Heath right
That's
there.
Jen. Jen loves that movie.
Vintage
so
Heath.
much.
Is that 10 things? 10 things I hate about
I'm
you?
not a Julia Stiles guy. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm just not.
That's okay.
This looks like a 90s prom. This
That
looks like
guy's dad
that
is
hair.
definitely a lawyer.
look at what's that plant doing in the background? Like all those
They're
wispy
just churching it up a little bit. Oh,
I
shit.
did.
Hey,
I would hang with that
bringing
couple.
I'm
all
trying to
day
kick it with
of
that
every
couple,
day.
for sure.
Dude, look at that pendant or
I'm
that pin.
absolutely
He has
on-
it's Craig and his buddies. Yeah. We'll go back to it.
Oh,
I
shit.
thought, Flock of Seagulls. I guess that's an 80s thing. I don't know. I mean, those are a couple good looking kids right there. You know what I mean? Fucking, I'd watch them on a cam show.
Oh my God.
They're 18.
Fans
They're
only
18.
fans?
And
Only
this,
fans?
This is this kid's obviously on our page
Yeah,
right
he's-
now because he's
What's
obsessed
going
with
on,
titties.
guys? What's going on with the boobies, guys?
I got that for Freaky Fun from the fan page. We can even segue into that if we want. I did
Ooh,
use
I
my
took
mom.
Freaky Fun out
Why?
because
Why would you ever take it out? We don't need to use it.
I didn't take it out. I just
Oh, took it out of there.
Yeah, I think
Thank
so.
you. Don't
Yeah.
move it out of there.
I actually don't know. I think I did change the video on it. I'm pretty sure I took it out of there, but I'm not gonna lie to you.
Why?
I think I just changed
Because you
it.
went for a cigarette
I know.
smoke.
Why would you?
Oh, there it is, Mike. You got him. You
Got him. This, we wouldn't have this if it weren't.
I
for
wouldn't
me.
have Julia Stiles. It's true. Okay, listen. I think I fucked up. We'll add it in studio mode.
Yeah,
It's
we'll
no
add
big
it in
deal.
studio mode.
We'll
It's
add it
cool.
later. We
Ain't
can
no
do
big
that.
deal.
We're
Ain't no big deal.
professionals.
We'll just add it later.
We're professionals,
It's
Steve.
great.
Anyway.
Lost control.
Anyway, he's lost complete control.
complete
We do have a treat for everybody who hasn't already seen it. In the next 5 minutes, we're going to play it for you. There's a new reality show in town
Yeah, next
that we
5
want
minutes.
everybody to participate in. It's global. Our sponsors, Sweetleaf,
like a
put it on.
portal.
Our sponsors, Sweetleaf, put it on. That's awesome.
I know. I just wanted.
That's great. That's
Do a portal over your head.
Put it on your face.
He's gone.
He's gone.
He's fucking gone. Oh, make a bill. Make a bill.
Okay. Anyway, so we want people to. We've had a little bit of interaction. All the feedback we've gotten. It's not a. It's listen. We're never going to compete with the titty GIF. We're never going to compete with a great set.
I'm
of
okay with
breasts.
that.
And that's okay.
I'm okay with
I'm
that.
not trying. Listen.
okay
If at any point our talent has superseded breasts, I'm good. We can just shut it down. We can just shut the whole thing down. That's never going to happen.
And don't put me in a position, David. Okay, because the group can be.
I know
taken
that's
down,
right.
And you're the culprit. You and another fella
Got
are
that
just
right, Jack.
titty posting over titty. Every time I go into my own page, it's titty. And you know what? Enough is enough.
Enough is enough!
I said he's like the Robin Hood of titties, and I'm Sheriff Dickhead over
You
here.
are.
Taking all of
You
them
are.
down.
You
It's
are.
stupid. I don't like it. I don't
You
want to have
are.
to be the
He's
bad
just
guy.
trying to be
I
Lil
don't want
Jon.
to ruin this.
He's
I
just
don't
trying to be
Johnny
Lil
boy,
Jon.
how you
What? So I don't want to ruin things for everybody, but sometimes we got to put the titties away.
If you handcuff us, we got to do it. The group as
It
a
was
whole.
Mike's mom was the first person on there. It was Mike's mom and sister. He called me up and he's like, dude, get my fucking mom's titties off the page.
I don't think that's
And
true.
I'm like,
I don't think I'm
what?
going to make it to the end
And
of the
he's
show,
like,
folks. I
He's
don't
like,
think I'm
get
gonna
those
make it.
titties. Well, weren't you
Hey,
saying that?
there he
I don't
is.
think I'm going to make it to the end of the show.
Why not?
Me and you are going to go tussle for a second.
Are you one of those guys who doesn't like when people talk about your mom?
Well, yeah, considering I've never met her. I mean, if you got pictures of her, please show them to me because I don't even have
This
one.
is good. This is
Yeah,
where it's
we're
at,
getting into it now. We're
This is
getting
where-
into
this
it.
is what I'm here for.
Well, so then theoretically, those could have been your mom's titties.
Very possible. It could have been. I don't know. I'm not. I'm not a titty guy. I wasn't
Those are-
breastfed, so that's
Those
why
were
I'm
great
not a titty
titties.
guy.
Listen, if your mom's got older titties than that, and it's okay. We love all the titties. You know what I
Apparently she'd be
mean?
60 right now.
60.
Apparently.
Those are nice 60-year-old titties.
All
If those
right,
were
well,
titties, they were like 7 or 8. So, and theoretically, since you never met your mom,
Theoretically.
we
okay?
could also assume that those were
that
your
correct?
sister's titties.
Well, I actually met my sister.
I know, but you could have another sister that you don't know
I
about.
actually do have another sister I don't know about.
There you go, and it could have been her titties. Craig, don't go into the wormhole.
Funny.
Don't
Yeah,
go into the
he's
abyss.
gone.
Mike and I are
Gone.
breaking
Just me and
things
you,
down
Mike.
right now.
Just me and
Jesus
you.
Christ, it's good. We get on this side of the camera. We don't even do that. How do I erase him? I can only erase you. Oh, everyone's telling me
this
to
is
stop.
this is going really well. This is
Well, it's your guys' fault. You guys are the ones who are obsessed with titties. And then all the girls are like, gray sweatpants. I want to see a big fat hog swaying in the breeze. I want to see it slapping the knees. I want to see it hanging from the trees. I want to see it doing it me in the butt.
He talked about losing control like a couple of minutes ago. How it was just taken away from him. I'm really not even kind of sorry now about taking that video out. Just because
Whatever. No, that's a good video.
Okay.
And you ruined it.
I did. I ruined it. It's great. Jennifer Berza, just stop. Listen. The line's great. I like.
You guys know where I'm living.
I like the way that the
we
lights
do.
are bringing out all of my color.
Why I'm here.
For sure.
You got some sun? It's been warm.
Got lots of sun.
Guess what, dude? I saw a fucking bald eagle.
What, dude?
Dude, you wouldn't even. Oh,
You
I
tell me
saw a
about this.
bald.
This is awesome,
A
actually.
bald eagle, guys. Bennett Springs bald eagle comes into the water. Swoosh! picks up a baby trout and takes it up into a tree and eats the thing. And me and my kids and wife are like, oh, what just happened to America? Freedom! Like, oh my God. So many people go, freedom! Like, it was just, they just fucking couldn't help themselves.
Was there a bunch of people there?
Oh, yeah. We were all like, USA! USA!
Yeah.
And then this poacher was like, boom! Blew that fucking thing right out of the tree. It's felony.
Big time felony.
It's a felony.
Big felony.
No one killed the bird, but it was an amazing moment. I was out enjoying the sun. It was a good time.
Hey, listen, we're 15 minutes in.
Okay, hit him with it.
I think now is the time that we share with our fans. Some of you have seen it. Many of you have seen it. However, we need you to engage. Now's a perfect time. You're all in the chat together. There's a competition. If you want to vote
Lunchables
for Sergey, you vote #Lunchables.
Listen, this is my last effort and attempt to have you vote for Sergey Sutsnayev.
#Lunchables.
Put #Lunchable because blowing glass is my dream, and if you want dream come true, you vote Lunchable for Sergey. Thank you.
Oh yeah, hey bud. I'm only I really only have one of these in me. My name's Hyler Howe. If you want to vote for me, it's #HeyBud. Hey bud.
#HeyBud.
His accent changes a lot, bud. So maybe you guys ought to look into Sergey. I don't know, but we're gonna treat you guys to it. Here's your you guys know the hashtags. #Lunchables. #HeyBud. Tell us who won. This is presented by Sweet Leaf Emporium. The first episode of The Great Big Blow.
16 contestants from around the world compete in a combat-style tourney where the winner gets a chance to take on reigning master gaffer Jason Long of Sweet Leaf Emporium in Farmington, Missouri. This is The Great Big Blow. Let's meet this week's contestants.
Hello. Sergey Santa Monica. I come from Georgia. I am glassblower. I am based glassblower in Olive Land. I like Disneyland. I like Lunchables. And I also like blowing the glass. Because when I blow glass, it's like all of the pain inside of me goes through tube, comes out other end, is very strong, but at other end is sometimes vulnerable. And when the glass breaks on the other end, you go, which is, it's just their soul leaving your body. Boris! Yes, hello down there. Yes, I'm blowing the glass. My favorite bands are Red Hot Chili Peppers, Blink 182, all the small things. Truth tells, truth seems. Yes, you know the tune. I enjoy eating Lunchables. Nacho Lunchables are my favorite. Hello, I'm Sergey. I'm off to the glass blowing competition. As you can see now, I live in beautiful San Francisco. Behind me, yes, right behind me is the Full House. Yes, Danny Tanner house where Danny Tanner live. House where Uncle Jesse have nice hair. Inside house, lot of weird things with Kimmy Gibbler going on next door. One of my favorite shows brought me most joy in Georgia. We are waiting for final season now. Final season should be out here in the next 4 to 5 years. I don't actually live in one of the houses. I live in the park. Here, glass blowing is not as, how do you say, lucrative as one might think. I'm poor. I eat trash from the dumpster. I like to eat hot dog on stick. I like to enjoy in American freedoms, like swimming at the beach, volleyball, and rollerblading. I like to do all such things such as that. Hello, this is my dog Vladimir. Sit! Good boy! Hey! Sit! Boy! Good!
Hey, how's it going, bud? I'm Hyler Howe from Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, eh? Besides being known as the best glassblower here in the Great White North, I also make the meanest and choicest poutine this side of the Frenchies, bud. Other things I'm interested in besides blowing the glass around is I'm a big champion moose caller. I have done this before. I don't recommend anybody just do this on their own. Make sure that you have a good, fine-hearted Canadian with you when you're going to do it.
I don't like doing this so close to home. I'm so good at it, I'm afraid I'm going to call a beast out of the woods. Okay, here we go. Oh, you know, sometimes I come down here, I think about the next little great glass blow that I'm going to do. Hey, you know, back there in the woodshed is where I do most of my glass blowing, bud. Just this past year, I blew hockey sticks for all Sasky line for the St. Louis Blues. Old Heiler's got his own how hat trick. I try to take 3 different broads into the airstream here, bud. Some say that a how hat trick is a goal, a fight, and an assist, eh? I say the old how hat trick is 1 in the goose, 1 in the moose, and 1 in the poos, eh? How's the water today, bud? Pretty cold, eh? The muskie's hidden. All right, bud. Hey, look, we want everybody to know that they're welcome up here in the Great White North. You know, I know we get the reputation for being some really kind, gentle people, but I want to tell you something, bud. Like, this place is no joke, okay? You come up in here into Saskatchewan, you're not ready to fight a bear with your bare knuckles. You got another thing coming, bud. Oh, I want to show you guys all the beautiful parts of Saskatchewan. The fishing up here is great. You pull these fish out of the water, you have to keep your head on a swivel. Because those bears will come out of the wood, they'll fight you for your fish. Okay, you could just be walking around trying to take in all of these nice little conifer trees here. And next thing you know, you got a little cow moose coming trampling towards you. She'll stomp you in the ground, bud. Hey, little moose, you better run, bud. Old grizzly coming to get you. Bear's a hoser, bud.
I feel good about that. I feel really good about that.
Hashtag Lunchable for Sergey.
Hashtag hey, bud.
For Eiler.
Listen, bud. Me and my wife, bud, we talk to the kids, bud. It's just bud all day long, bud. I think people just like saying bud.
It's really easy to throw a bud in there. You know, you don't want to be a hoser and make people think you don't care about them.
So polite, bud. Offense makes me miss hockey too. Hey, shut up, hey bud. Why are there so many hashtag hey buds? He's telling you not to vote. What kind of voodoo are you working on these people, man?
Steve one time won an email contest by not writing
Hashtag
an email.
Lunchable. Hashtag Lunchable.
Thank you.
Steve once won an email contest by he's famous for writing into a morning show. Famous, okay? And he's kind of got a little rivalry with this guy, Matty Bowles at Hanks, and it was kind of came down to a tiebreaker between the two of them. Steve sends an email in that was a recorded audio song that said, "Please vote for the other guy."
I wrote it in my car on the way, like on the microphone. I was like, "Hey, don't vote for me, vote for the other guy because he needs it a lot more than me."
And you won. You won.
They said it was one of the most
pretty
classic
handedly
ones of all time.
Pretty handedly.
That was great, dude.
Good stuff.
So fuck you. There we go. Get some
you.
Lunchables, Mike.
Well, unfortunately, he just put Luchable in there, so that's not going to count.
Luchable,
that's
Mike?
not going to count towards.
I just caught that.
Is that a wrestler? A Mexican wrestler who eats
That's a luchador.
Luchador. God damn it.
Which I believe there's actually a luchador that's in the Great Big Blow.
He's Freaky Fun Intros in there.
Okay, I think I fucked it up.
Oh, shit.
I think I fucked it up. Oh, I did.
It's the Hoosiers Facebook group.
Sophisticated Hoosiers.
And we like to talk about love and other stuff that helps us, but mostly it's about cum. Most of the memes are about cum, but then we try to make your life a little brighter. Look on the sunny side, man, and then grab your lighters and smoke some of that weed. Do that ketamine, cause we're talking about the things that you love. It's not a sex cult. Yeah, I said it's not a sex cult at all. Okay, maybe it's a sex. Oh, it's definitely a sex cult. It's definitely a sex cult. Definitely a sex cult. You gotta get in the bed, gone. Good God,
Yeah, girl. You know, I'm just looking for a little princess to shove a pineapple in my ass and spit in my mouth. Call me a pig and tell me to hold my jizz until your parents can come watch. Yeah. No, go ahead and make it 3 fingers. Alright, we can shoot for 4. Okay, baby.
And now it's time for Freaky Fun from the fan page.
I love that shit. It's one of my proudest moments. I don't know what you're talking about. That thing is great. This shot is so shameful. Definitely a sex cult. Dead ass. I'm died.
The humiliation is part of it for me, so...
It brings tears to my eyes. It's so beautiful.
It's ridiculous.
It's one of my favorite things. So Freaky Fun from the fan page. We talked about what an awesome community this is. We got a lot of people watching right now, and I want to talk about how we can help each other grow during this time and kind of deal with some of the situations people might feel. And I've been up and down. I've been feeling low, feeling high, feeling real creative, feeling not so creative. You know, the weather has a big effect. Sleeping in. My sleep schedule's totally fucked.
It's a fucking nightmare.
I just wanted to know, like, what are some good ways of coping, you think, as far as, because we've had people reach out on the page say, hey, you know, I'm not feeling so hot during this whole thing. What can I do to kind of cull that feeling, you know?
Yes, I do. I feel like you just touched on it, though. Like, I feel like routine plays such a huge, vital part of our personal well-being. Like, as much as we enjoy being free beings and just afforded all of this time that normally we wouldn't have been afforded, if we don't find a way to put some structure around that, it becomes like a lot of noise. Instead of becoming like just kind of this thing these tests that you just kind of complete throughout the day, it's just like a lot of shit that's not getting done. And on whatever new time frame that you're now existing in, like, without kind of keeping that discipline. I think that is like, you just bringing that up made me think about that. Like, what's something that's kind of missing right now that just doesn't feel right? Well, it's that early morning alarm going off, hopping in the shower first thing, drinking a cup of coffee, getting to your emails, checking something off the box to get started, you know? And you just saying that out loud, I think, put that into perspective a little bit for me. You know, people are asking what are ways that we can keep our sanity about us. Well, we need a little bit of structure. You know, we are creatures that operate more optimally when we have kind of some guidelines to follow.
How much do you think the isolation from your friends and family? Because I'm a guy who I get invited to a lot of shit, and I'm usually, I'm usually like, I don't know if I want to go to this, or I should go to this, or, you know what I mean? I'm becoming more thoughtful on those things, though really not taking for granted seeing your friends and family. And with our group, I am stoked when we have like a Hoosier party.
No doubt.
It's my own selfish nature of, if somebody else is doing something, I'm like, well, I have so much Hoosier stuff going on that maybe they'll come to my thing, and I'll try to get to theirs when I can. I think we both do a pretty good job of making it to as much shit as we can with having families.
Dude, our schedules are packed, man, and our kids are beholden to it. You know,
No
like
doubt.
our families in general.
Yes,
you know, are beholden to it, and
we took 420 the whole month off as far as events.
Yes, yeah,
because
just to be able to have to. We knew we were going to have to just be everywhere, and we do our best at doing that. And that, but even that is taxing. Like, this has been a nice little break from that. But you're right. Like, about 2 weeks in, I was like, I'm ready for a Hoosier hang, man. I mean, Miss is saying the same thing. Like, there's so much value and just to fawn over our group a little bit. Like, our live meetups are some of, like, there's always magic created in multitude, like, all over the place. Several different groups, the way that everybody meshes and brings what they bring to the table. I truly crave it because it's I get to witness magic, and I don't say that lightly. It's very fucking, humbling and also exciting and invigorating. It gives me life to be around it. So yeah, taking that apart, like, our group is a great connector. It's still something that allows us to participate in each other's lives, albeit, in a virtual world. But, we're still sharing, like, a lot of our pictures and our experiences that are happening in our own little taped off corners of the world, and it's you know, it allows us to kind of share in each other's story a little bit, and that's nice. But man, the physical just meet up greet. We're a hugging bunch. We love to hug. You know, like even now we're like,
I know,
knock it on out of here, bro.
Well, we'll suck
you know?
on the same pipe.
Yeah,
so
fuck yeah, I'll suck on the same pipe. Let's
suck on the same pipe all day.
CBD, bro.
And we talked about like getting sad. I feel like sometimes we've been conditioned to think we're supposed to be happy. I need to be happy 100% of the time. And if I'm doing things right and I'm doing things the way I should, I am happy 100% of the time. That's how I live. That's how happiness is the key. I think it is. But I think sometimes people put on the back burner that feeling, sadness, anger, empathy, all of these little things that don't really feel anxiety. It's okay to feel that every once in a while. It shouldn't control your life. You shouldn't allow it, any one of those emotions. It's a balance of the human experience.
No doubt.
The psychedelic human experience, because we talk about, and I want to ask you later, we're going to get into a little bit of a psychedelic talk. I want to ask you like a first trip guide, beginner's guide to tripping later in the show. So if you're stick around for that, I want to hear Craig's thoughts on kind of a first trip guide. But being the psychedelic nature of, I'm super sad. Go ahead, get in it. Hear that sad ass song. Feel what that fucking singer's talking about. He lost something, you know. I had a weird experience driving in the car the other day to go to Sweet Leaf. I was just going out there, got this, which we're giving away. You can win. This is a Josh Ripple piece of glass. You can win this by donating to.
Hey, Mike, will you grab the link off of Steve's Fundly for the Hoosier glass giveaway and post it in the comments, bud?
It's on a site called Fundly. We're trying to raise money for FAST, Foster Adoption, something team, foster adoption support team. Thank you. And I think, you know, we talked about child sex trafficking and all that shit, and getting to these foster parents and helping them is one way to attack it at some of its root issue.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to go too
that's
far off
heavy,
on
but
that.
that's true though. I mean, a lot of the kids that are experiencing abuse or are lost to that
No doubt.
come out of the foster system. So anything that we can do that can potentially make that situation better is us contributing to things that are important to us. And we've talked about if we can't protect our kids, what the fuck?
I know.
What are we doing?
What are we doing?
So, I mean, you know, all of the things that we give to Aiden's Alliance Auth. If you go to HooserSophisticate.com, you go to the merch tab, you're going to see a little link for native hemp extract. All right. When you click that link, you add it to the cart. It's going to take you to CBD Canvas's site. You add to the cart, you enter Hoosier10, you're going to get 10% off, and money is going to be donated to Aiden's Alliance. So there you go. Hoosier10 is your code. So, but the point is like we're trying to. For me, like it's people will rally around our kids. If there's one thing that we hold sacred and we should hold sacred, it's the youth, right? And cultivating that youth and cultivating their hearts and their brains, you know, and helping them grow into this next unbelievable evolution and reflection of the human race, right? And so the idea is that for us that have children, we can do that kind of immediately, and we can do that by creating a family all around them, like-minded people that help them believe in magic, you know.
Yes.
But there are kids who are not so fortunate, but they should be afforded the same opportunity. They should at least be able to see that there is a light, and that's why I feel like giving this money it was a great choice by you. I think maybe Marty Radel shouted them out on Sophisticated Hoosiers. We asked, and that's something we want to do. We're going to ask you, hey, what are some nonprofits that mean something to you? We've got a lot of great ones. So there's no shortage of people that we can donate money to.
Yeah.
We're
Brian
doing
Kessler with the Southside.
Exactly. Spanish Society Outreach. Spanish Society is on board. Can't wait. Hoosier Prom's going to be at Spanish Society. It's going to be awesome.
No
I think.
doubt.
Have we decided pretty much secondhand?
Yeah, except for me, I'm going to go full.
Secondhand. All right.
full
So
nine.
it's secondhand, second chance prom. You didn't even get to go to prom. We didn't even really get into that yet.
Well, I'm going to come back to prom thing.
Okay.
I did want to finish the thought about you mentioned kids, and it made me think of Aubrey Strong. We did Aubrey Strong. We're actively watching cancer tumors, brain cancer tumors being shrunk by the oil made from this plant that we talk about all the time. We're actively participating in this girl's healing journey, this sweet, sweet little girl with the cannabis oil. And I had this experience. You know how I released a video the other day where I was dancing to Hare Krishna, Krishna Das. Well, going through the emotions of sadness, happiness, all the emotions, right? Didn't go into, I'm driving to Sweetleaf, and it's on, and the beginning starts real slow. It's like, Hare Hare. It's just his deep, soulful voice. And, I remember talking to you. I was like, dude, this dude's got a voice on him for the ages. And you're like, what do you think those dudes do?
Dude,
like,
I listen to Snatam Kaur.
Oh, you put me on a couple
all the time.
ones.
And so, like, I listen to mantras quite a bit. Luckily, my sister's
I know
a beautiful source of, the Kundalini yogi life. And like, she's really tapped into that. So, like, she'll share some really neat mantras and things with us. She did at our Hoosier powwow or Piney powwow. We had an unbelievable guided meditation and sound healing. And anyway, I didn't mean to step all over that. But
this is all related to that. And so I'm listening to the music and I'm driving. There's not really many people on the road. And then it starts picking up those drums. And I think it's like probably those hand cymbal things is what it sounds like. Maybe a little tambourine. And he starts picking it up. And I'm not thinking anything. I remember having an experiment or a lesson in school when I was a kid. This teacher, our music teacher, said, hey, I'm going to put on classical music. You guys got a piece of paper like this big. Remember in grade school, being at Catholic
draw
grade
what you
school,
hear or something. Yeah.
You were getting dog shit paper all the time.
Yep.
Cheap, thin paper, or you had to pull out notebook paper. If you got a real good piece of paper to draw on, you were like, fuck yeah, dude. I got something that feels like that
parchment.
Has some yeah, dude. This is great. What an opportunity. So she let us draw what we saw from like Beethoven's Ninth or whatever, and we drew it.
Cool.
And I still remember I drew a devil scene on one side and an angel scene on the other side and had like this battle. That's what it still stuck with me to this day.
Awesome.
So that was in the back of my head, not thinking of it as I'm listening to this song, but I listen to it and it starts like picking up and it's happy. It's like, Hare Hare, Hare, and I'm like, okay, God, Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. And you're kind of like getting exuberance. You're getting joy. You're feeling it through these instruments, through the people. Call and return. It's call and return the whole time. Well, then it starts to get a little bit more joyful and a little bit overwhelming. You know what I mean? Like the next part, at 3 minutes and in about 6 minutes, it really starts giving it to you. Then it starts to get the most beautiful, like he's like, Hare Rama. And I'm singing this as hard as I can in my car. And I'm feeling every moment. I'm like, this is pure joy. This is what I was equating it to Aubrey's story, to the Matthews story. So not knowing as I'm doing it, but in the back of my head, this is what's happening. The beginning is this peaceful, calm. You've had a baby. You don't quite know what to do. It's new, it's fresh. You've had maybe other kids, but this is a new, fresh baby. Like, okay, singing sweet little lullabies to the thing. And it starts picking up. They're 1 and 2 years old. You know what I mean? It's fun. They got a little personality. You got a little friend in you. Hare! It's the fucking happiest time you could ever have. And then he starts to get to this part where it's like, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare, 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 Hare. It's still kind of beautiful, but it's chaotic.
Yeah.
It's like you go into that doctor's office and they drop a fucking bomb on you that you'll never be the same. And so you're still living life. The life is the main melody, but behind it is this Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram, and I'm singing it as loud as I can, still not really realizing what's happening. But I'm just like, oh fuck, this is the chaos of life. This is just the chaos of life.
Yeah.
And then he hits you right at the end. He's like, boom, Hare Hare, and slows it back down. And the way he does the call and return with the people. And he mixes some of that up with exuberance before that, but he hits you right at the end. Like, this is 13 minutes into the song. And I'm singing so hard at this point that I can't even really talk anymore. I'm starting to weep. And he has this conversation at the end. The call and return is like, he's like, Hare, 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 Hare. And the people returning the call are like, Hare, 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 Hare. And it's like sometimes you can understand what people are saying without even understanding their language.
Sure.
Like what they're a song that's sung in a different language, you're like, oh, that song's about sorrow. I can fucking tell.
Sure.
Like Shawshank Redemption, when he played that fucking song for everybody. That was the key to it. So at the end, I realized that That's life, right? The highs, the lows, the fast, the beautiful, the chaotic, the ugly, the dark, the everything. But at the end, the very end of all this, it's the conversation between God and God. Us and us and God, whatever you want to call it, they're the same thing. So it's this call and return between God and God saying, this is kind of the way things are. And the person's going, I know I can only control the things I can. This is just the way things are. You know, and it's like, I can only control what I can. You know what I mean? Like, all of this is happening. I only have certain control over certain elements. And to put it in terms of a sick kid, I was like drained once I got to Sweet Leaf. And it's funny because they're like, you high? I'm like, yeah, I'm smoking a lot of weed, not weeping in my car before I got here. You know what I mean?
Sure.
But it was such an experience to listen to that music and hear him say the same fucking thing for 15 minutes.
And you went on a whole journey.
And I went on a 15-minute journey that it changed me. Like, it was an experience that I will not soon forget. That call and return of God's not angry with you. When shit happens bad, it's not like, oh, God. God is there walking alongside going, and you're going, I'm with you. You know what I mean? There's only so much either of us can do.
Sure.
And we're just walking each other home.
Yeah, man. It's awesome.
It was, dude. It was a fucking
awesome.
Psychedelic fucking experience.
Snot Tom Carr has a song just Hallelujah, you know, and I heard it at the end of an ayahuasca ceremony, like to kind of wrap it all up, and it put a hue on the room, like a rose hue on everything, where it literally, one word being sung over and over in these angelic tones, literally was what love looks like when it's not attached to your movement or, you know, these bodies. Like it was just floating there. Like it was just like this,
not attached to repercussions, like
fog. The room was just filled with love, and every time she sang this, you know, she's saying, you know, hallelujah, hallelujah.
Yeah, dude.
Hallelujah, hallelujah. And it's that for 8 minutes. And every time she does it, like, for me, the room, like, every time she would say the word, it would light up, you know, until all of us were just sitting in this fucking
light of love.
Yes, literally in the light of love that's exactly what it felt like. Anyway. It's mantras like that, mantra
Peter
music
Gabriel
like
song,
that.
Light of Love.
Sledgehammer! Like right in the middle of Hallelujah. Hit him with the horns.
I'd be down with that too. Hit me with the middle of that. Mike, did you have something you wanted to add?
Yeah, Brian Watts had mentioned that they were castanets.
Castanets.
I wasn't sure if that was still on the table.
And he also said, thank your music teachers.
Yes, thank your music teachers.
What's castanet?
That's your little finger.
I don't know.
Oh, a castanet. Yes. I thought you said casting nets.
I thought it said one.
Hakuna Matata, Jason Roberts. He's just a will guy.
He's
like a little guy. He's a will Timon, little Timon and Pumbaa. He's just a will guy. He's just a will guy. Little guy.
Love him. Oh, what else we got? I got mine at 21.
Sorry, those poor saps were at the prom. I was with my 24-year-old girlfriend at the bar eating MDMA and dancing.
Fucking prom. That brings us back to prom, which would be something great to talk about before we go into our first break. So tell me about your prom experience. Tell the fans about your prom experience.
Man. Well, I went to CBC, thank you. And
all boys.
And I got the limo. I hung out with a couple buddies. Here's the deal about me. I've never really been the cool guy, but I've also been the guy who's like, I've been an asshole, obviously, but I've never been too cool for certain people. So I'm kind of the guy who, like, remember science class, like, pick your science partner. If a dorky person asked me or something before I was going with my friend, I'd be like, sure. I'm not going to be like, fuck no, you dork. You know what I mean? I just can't.
Sure.
Didn't really have that in me as much as I wanted to have it in me at the time. You know, I wanted
Okay.
to be that guy.
Yeah.
So I went with a few, you know, like me, my buddy Tom Bankston, and a few other guys, just kind of random guys. I thought they were fun.
Didn't have dates. You were going stag?
No,
or-
we went with a limo. So we all came in this limo together. You know, they were from South City and stuff. We hung out with them just a little bit. You know, like, me and Tom were just whatever party at CBC.
Sure.
Me and him were our own little thing.
Gotcha.
And so if you would have heard our best man speech, Jenny will tell you about that sometime. So we went, we show up, we're in our prom, we get our pictures, we're at our buddy's house, and it's kind of a little weird because it's like, well, our families don't know each other that well, and like we're picking everybody up, whatever. You know, we get there, we're all excited. About a half an hour into it, lights go out. There was like a tornado up in it was at Norwood Hills Country Club.
Okay.
Up in North County.
Yeah.
And lightning strikes, power goes out. So we're all sitting there, and I remember like the food things were burning, you know, like the food burners and everything. It's just like, pew, and the band's like, all their shit went out. And then the burners, I remember watching them just go, shoo, like they were going out. And I'm like, what's happening? You know what I mean? This is weird. And I was like, fuck yeah, prom with no fucking lights. Like, let's get our fuck on. I'm just kidding. I didn't even have a pube when I was 18.
You didn't tell them about my pubes, did you?
All right, just a buzz. Don't buzz me. So then they told us, come over. They didn't even have that bullhorn or something because there's no electric. And they're like, promise canceled. Get your rides and go home.
Sure, so you give my
So I'm
money
like,
back.
cool. Yeah, well, they didn't give us our money back. In one of the stipulations, it said there was an act of God rule. So if there was an act of God, and
No.
that was a storm,
Power going out
Nope.
at a fucking
That's an
country
act of
club is
God.
not an act of God.
Act of God. That's
If
what
you ever
CBC
wanted
said.
to, if anybody ever said, what is your understanding
I
of
never
white
heard of that.
privilege? You could say, well, the country club power went out and they said it was an act of God.
I know. I know. I live that life, man. It's the worst. It's the worst. So I'm like, all right, fuck it. And I brought this chick who I just thought was hot. I wasn't even really that into her. I'm like, I'm candy, dude, you know, whatever. But I was like, I'll still make out with her or whatever all night. It's cool. Never really got to because I ended up getting blackout drunk off vodka because I was so upset about it. So by the time I got to my buddy's house, I was like, I'm going to take my mom's Montero and do donuts in this parking lot. And it was one of those deals where I expected everyone to come follow me while I went and did these donuts. And everyone was going to be like, fucking right, dude's fucking burning rubber. And I went out there to do it, and I couldn't really do it. I couldn't really get it to fucking full on spin. It's my mom's fucking Montero. And so
You're
I'm
gonna
worried
tip
about
it
flipping
over.
Yes. And so like 8 people came out with me, and they're like, cool, I kind of see what's going on. 5 minutes later, I'm out there by myself, just like in this parking lot of shame by myself at this place. So prom was tight.
Prom sounded like a lot of fun.
Prom was tight. I had a pretty good time.
You know, of all of like, I feel like I have good memories of high school, but like I don't have like, I went to all kinds of dances. Prom, I went with my high school, but I mean, I don't remember anything like.
Oh, I remember all
standing
my dances,
out
dude.
from the dances. Like
I went as Dumb and Dumber. Me and Tom went as the blue.
Blue
He
and
wore
orange
a green.
suit.
He wore a green one though. We couldn't find an orange one.
Right on.
And I had these platform shoes on. Just to be taller, you know, like I wore like 70s platform shoes. I'll never forget it. This girl I kind of thought was cute, you know what I mean? She was kind of like a fucking hood rat. She would just shake her ass back then and shit. She was like, she went to Incarnate Word and shit. So I was like, okay, this chick's a lot of my league, but whatever. And so we're kind of
big twerker from Incarnate Word.
Yeah. And so I'm dancing with these big freaking clodhoppers. I mean, they're huge, dude. And I'm fucking smashing around like Frankenstein. And I step on her foot. And she's like, oh! And you know when you've like really hurt someone, it's not like, oh, I'm sorry. And they're like, don't worry about it. It's like you've broke my ankle and I need medical assistance immediately. That's how it was. She was just like, looked at me like, I fucking hate you, dude. You look like such an asshole right now.
I'll tell you how much of a dweeb I fucking was. So I remember we had prom. I think they had it at everything's named after John Q. Hammonds in Springfield. So it was like a John Q. Hammonds Convention Center or something. I don't know, whatever.
Okay.
It's the night before districts for track. And so our coach was such a dry, like, he was like a hard ass. He was like a fucking nerd. My throwing coach was fucking awesome, but the head coach for the track team, like, he's great, he's fine, but he's a really dry dude. And he was like, he was dead on ball serious. He's like, you know, listen, all kinds of people have a prom, okay, but not everybody gets to compete this weekend. There's only a handful of you that are actually competing. You don't want to be out all night partying and everything. You got to make the choice. Are you going to choose?
After prom?
It was the day after our prom.
Fuck.
And I'm like, that's fucking lame. Like, what do? You know, like, obviously I've been working towards this in track season all year, so I don't want to fucking mail it in, but it's
Also,
prom. I've seen John Hughes movies. Like,
exactly.
Come on, dude. Like, there's supposed to be all kinds of crazy shit going
And
down
actually,
here.
you're in the movies telling me not to have fun.
Yes,
so
this is fucking
all
with my
part of
brain. So I remember the dance. I remember it being really lame. And then I remember being like, you know, everyone's like, "Are you gonna come to the after party or whatever?" I'm like, "Nah, man. I gotta go throw a fucking shot put tomorrow." You know what I mean?
You didn't party after it?
I didn't go and party after
my
prom.
God, what a
I went
loser.
home, fucking went to sleep.
Mike, tell him that
Place
story.
and districts, went to sectionals, so that was good.
Oh, that's good. Tell him that story about you told us about getting finger jammed at prom.
Hey, Mike, turn your mic down just a smidge.
I don't know if he's talking about his audio or his
I think
picture.
the whole thing. It was when you were laughing.
I got
Oh, I'm
The
sure it
whole-
was.
everything
Now
was
you're
up.
back too on the video.
Gotcha.
I mean, he just happened to.
Well, hey, listen. It's been a really fun first hour. I think we should go to
I've
a
had a lot of
commercial
fun.
break, and then we're going to come back. We're going to talk about cannabis maybe a little bit, maybe a small little smidgem of psychedelics.
Oh, that's a good one.
I can also
we
give
gotta-
you guys this.
Oh,
This
that's
is Sweet
nice.
Leaf, and then
Oh,
this
that's
is the
really
giveaway. Mike put the Funly. Every $5 gets you one entry.
Yeah.
If you share the post, you get one additional entry.
Cool.
We did on the last show. We had a live number count generator, number generator.
Yeah,
And we
random
just-
number generator.
We just put everybody's name in there, picked a number, and that's how we're gonna do it.
Right now, your odds are really good.
There's 9 people.
There's
I
9
think.
people in it right now.
That
so,
pipe
I mean,
is so heavy.
Dude.
What's that shit called?
bismuth.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh.
Very
I might
sharp.
have some
It's
Josh
extremely
Rip-
sharp.
Yeah. I think there might be some Josh Ripple stuff in here too. That I mean, the setup at Sweet Leaf is
Dude, they
unbelievable.
have a great little setup for sure.
I appreciate them sponsoring us and helping us give stuff away. We've
No,
already
it's
raised
so
$300.
They fit in so great in our little stable
really
of
do.
sponsors because all of them are like, hey, well, what can I give you? What can I give to the
know.
community? How can I help?
He tried to give me like the
How
deed.
can I help? Yeah, he's like, here, you want to take it
He's
over?
like, here, man, take
Just
this.
call
We'll
it,
help
call it.
Aubrey. Here
Yeah,
you go, man.
here you
Well,
go,
so
man.
I'm like,
Look at him. That guy,
he's gonna get whooped by Sergey. Lunchables, remember? Vote
guy's a
Lunchables.
hoser, bud.
He'll vote Lunchable. I will destroy him.
Listen.
Listen, man.
Listen, dude. All right. You guys might know this one guy who's going to end up showing up and then they'll blow off, man. All right, guys. Thanks for sticking around.
See you at the break.
Hey girl, where you wanna go?
I don't care, I just love you.
Are you hungry? Do you wanna get something to eat?
I don't care, I'm kinda hungry.
Well, what sounds good?
Anything sounds good, you pick.
How about some Mexican?
No, I had that for lunch yesterday.
How about we get some Italian food?
Ew.
Okay, now you're not saying anything and just
I
giving
just
me a
want
look.
something delicious.
What does that even mean?
I want to sit outside.
Applebee's, son?
Applebee's
No,
is
Applebee's.
gross.
Oh,
I'm not
Applebee's is
eating
good.
Applebee's.
I don't know why you're
Applebee's
always
fries
hating on
are
Applebee's.
disgusting.
Applebee's is one of
They're
my favorite
gross.
car places to go ever.
I'm not eating Applebee's.
I wanna go to
Truman's. Let's go to Truman's. Soulard, go to Truman's. I wanna go to Truman's. In Soulard, take me to Truman's. We agree on Truman's. I love Truman's. Soulard, I love Truman's. Soulard. Truman, Truman, Truman,
Truman's and Soulard, a place we can all agree upon.
Shut up, you idiot. James Carlton. James Carlton. You gotta get your insurance. Gotta get that State Farm insurance.
You think you found the best insurance agent in the game? Well, I got news for you. I did, and it's James Carlton. State Farm. CarltonInsurance.net.
Hey everybody, I'm just making this post as a little public service announcement. I recently had a roof leak and I got online and called the #RoofBoys. They showed up and they didn't have a truck. They came out of the woods near my home, which was odd. When they showed up, I'm pretty sure they were children. The little one was aggressive. He was beating on my garage. He was shirtless and had a tattoo that said Bug Life. And the older one didn't have a ladder and said he would climb my roof by getting on the pillar, and he was slapping a spatula around, which I don't know what a spatula does for roofing. So if you want a reputable roofer, I recommend you go to Lifetime Roofing and Renovation, located in Webster Grove. They've been around since 2005, and they're grown men.
Hey guys, it's me, Kippy the Crazy Koala Bear, and I'm here to tell you about James Carlton Insurance.
Kids, quiet down.
It's the best.
Kids, quiet down and listen to Kippy.
Grown-ups need insurance, and Uncle James can help.
Right on.
Grown-ups need insurance. He's got the best reviews on Yelp. Grown-ups need insurance if they want to protect their house.
Yes, sir.
Grown-ups need insurance if they want to properly bury a spouse.
That's a bit morbid.
Grown-ups need insurance if they drive a truck.
Okay.
Grown-ups need insurance just so they don't get...
Whoa, Kippy, you can't...
Well, I was just going to say
cannot.
get in trouble.
Okay, well, it
you
sounded
don't
like you
want
were
to
going
get
to
in trouble.
like you were going to say something else. James Carlton, State Farm Insurance. You can find him online at CarltonInsurance.net, or you can call him at 314-961-4800.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back, Cotter.
Yeah, so buddy, we've got we're gonna have a new kind of recurring segment, like get to know your Hoosiers.
Yeah, we are.
We could even do some fan submissions for that if you guys wanted to. You could even email them in to twain@mycelial.media. Sure. Tell us your hidden talent. Okay, because I found out a lot about my bud here today. Bud.
Oh yeah, Bud.
Oh, listen, he's no hoser. Okay, I'm gonna tell you a little bit about him. This guy, he's got a passion, and we're just gonna give you a little taste, a little teaser.
Should we give him a little taste?
Yeah, I think we should just give him a small taste.
Fine,
Small
okay.
taste.
This is a little teaser.
A little teaser, and then you know what? Next week we'll have like a little segment for you.
Yeah, maybe.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is the latest episode of Get to Know Your Hoosier. Today I'm going to be interviewing my friend Stephen George Michael Elgin. I used to think he was a complete piece of garbage. It turns out he does have one useful skill. Let's get to know him a little bit better.
A ripstick, man.
You're a ripsticker. You're a ripper?
Ripstick.
A sticker. A ripper sticker.
Ripstick's life, bro. And if you don't rip, you don't know. That's our saying. That's what we say.
Okay.
So-
I just watched a documentary on maybe that'll be my Netflix pick this week. No, it wasn't on ripsticking. It was on like their superior counterparts.
Bullshit. There's no such thing.
These guys were doing some tricks and stuff. Are there people that do tricks on ripsticks?
Did you not see me jump onto it?
Oh, I saw that. That was legit.
I didn't put that in.
That
the
was
thing.
legit. They didn't see that yet.
No, that's part of the footage.
Yeah, that's. I don't want to give away all your tricks.
And I can do a wheelie on it.
You can do a wheelie.
Kind of. I can do it. I can like pop a wheelie for a second. Pop a wheelie. I'll go over a curve. I'll go up a curve too.
Dude.
I know.
Okay. All right. Okay. I stand corrected.
Thank you. Don't fuck
I'm
around,
not trying.
right?
Yeah. Okay. I'm not
Don't
trying
fuck
to.
with
What we got here on the text line here? We're starting at the bottom. This is going to be a blast. Missy Bliss cannot wait. I think we're talking about Who's Your Prom still there. Sounds like a bunch of horse hockey, bud. Missy Bliss, I cannot wait. I had a semester of university in me before my friends graduated via GED. Rock on, Gem Jen. And Jenny Orge-Shelgen, me too.
Me too. All right, guys. I'm going to lead you up to a little bit of cannabis news here, old buddy, old pal, and then we're going to talk about some psychedelic stuff too. How did you like my interview with Marnie Madison?
I thought it was great.
I'm an asshole.
I thought it was great.
Why are you saying it?
No,
like
I thought
that?
it was great.
Why do you have that face? I don't know.
I thought it was great.
Did you? Did you? I don't know if that face looks like as someone who thought the interview was great.
I thought it was good.
It was good.
It was great.
I love her.
It was great. It's fine. It was fine.
It was shit.
It was fine.
It was shit.
No, she's great. She's a trip.
Yeah.
She's a trip.
Yeah, she fits in with the Hoosier crew.
I
real nice.
No doubt. Like that's
Real
one.
nice.
I thought it was a really fun conversation, and I was like, "Oh my god, this gal needs to come to the parties." Sounds like she's a missing cog in this machine.
I know. All right, let me hit you with some of this.
All right, what do you got, man?
Our people in Virginia, they decriminalized marijuana.
Ooh.
Okay, which that's a good thing, but it's just decriminalization.
Okay.
Which is a good thing. And
Statewide?
Yeah, and it's good to see that this is happening, but also it's like, what the fuck are we doing? You know what I mean? Like, we're still at a point where we're championing when states are legalizing. Yeah, I guess so, but come on, federal government. Like, that's the deal. Let's all get on board. We're in a time where we need each other now more than ever, and we're finding out that cannabis is an essential service, and we're still throwing our hands up saying, yay, we did it, we decriminalized it. And it's like, yeah, that's good, but come on.
Well,
you know?
I mean, even then, they got sheriffs saying it's a terrible idea. It's a terrible idea.
Goddamn
we can't
right
be doing that,
it
man.
is.
You got to look at all those other states, and they've got varying degrees of success, man.
So the Commonwealth of Virginia has decriminalized it. You guys can
Cool.
read up more on that stuff.
I mean, on a statewide level, that's cool. I mean, I wonder what the limits.
I didn't get into it 'cause
Set.
I
It's
still
always
fucking
funny
care.
when people say like they've decriminalized marijuana up to 28 grams, and it's like, oh, so they didn't decriminalize the
I
plant.
know.
They just put a different limit on it.
I know.
Okay.
It's ridiculous. I pulled this story just for you. People are more likely to try drugs for the first time during the summer. What do you mean? Why are you trying to disagree with it? I mean, it's just
I know,
just
but
roll with it.
Okay, that's fine. I mean,
We got a party coming up, and I thought it'd be kind of a fun
fair
thing
enough.
to be like, "Who's your
Bring
brown
your drug, man.
Yeah, come on, man.
Summertime.
Get your native hemp right now, man. Now's the time to get your native hemp. So yeah, we wanted to talk earlier. We talked a little bit about psychedelics right there for 5 seconds. So I wanted to bring up a couple people have asked me. I actually had someone reach out to me about possibly being a trip guide for them, which I'm not sure if I think I'm ready for that, to someone that I feel comfortable with and just setting up the set and setting and everything for that and intention and kind of leading them. I'm no shaman by any means necessary, but I think I'd be able to be an angel for them. You know what I mean? While the medicine does its work. If I'm a person and I say, hey, Craig, I've never done psychedelics. I'm a little scared, but I'm thinking about trying them. What do you think?
Okay.
And you don't really know me that well.
Well, I would say
Eat 5 grams.
No. What I would say, I would say, well, first things first.
Be
Like,
careful.
are you sure you're doing this Are you sure you're doing this for the right reasons? Are you trying to have some fun with it? Are you trying to?
I'm trying to get over my
own.
own anxiety and some of the bullshit I got going on in my life.
Okay. I
It's kind of my own.
I think
things that are
it's
getting in my
really
way.
important to find some people that you trust.
I want change.
Okay. I think that you need to find some people that you trust. Do you know anybody that's had some experiences? If so, talk to them about it. Talk to them about their experience. I would say, psilocybin's probably. I don't want to make any suggestions. Whatever it is that you choose, if you choose a natural psychedelic, okay, great. Try and find someone that has experience with it. Most important thing is to create a really comfortable space. You need to be safe. You need to turn off the outside world, and you can't be worried about tomorrow's responsibilities. You're going to set aside. You're going to make a date with yourself, with your consciousness for 8 to 10
That's
hours.
awesome.
Make a date with yourself, and it's nobody else's time, and you're simply not available for even the biggest of emergencies. You're not available. Talk to me in the morning. So that's kind of the first thing, is make sure that your space is completely cleared, and then bring things that are totems of home, or things that make you feel home, right? So if it's your first time, I would say it's probably easier to do it in your own domicile. Like if you have a nice little backyard set up, cool. Yeah. If not, set up a couple of rooms with big comfy places to lay out, and have someone there with you. If you're not using a natural psychedelic, if you're using something that's synthetic, go to dancesafe.org and get a testing kit and make sure that you're testing exactly what you're going to be taking. It would be the first and foremost, most important advice I would give.
If you don't, go to dancesafe.org too. You can give it to a person you don't like that much and kind of watch like an hour.
You get canarium.
No.
Canarium.
Give it to him. No. Like you should see all the stuff I've given Mike.
Yeah, so
he's tripping balls right now.
You create a nice, safe environment for you to be in. Have a bunch of music kind of picked out that you can let play. I mean, I know how I prefer to do it, but it's such a subjective experience for everyone that I don't want to put too much of that in there. But make sure that you have a bunch of music that makes you kind of happy. And depending on I wouldn't necessarily tell I've got music that I like to listen to because it takes me to deeper, darker places. But not everybody wants that. And for your first experience where you're trying to, maybe just develop a relationship with these medicines, just have something close by that can kind of bring you back home, can ground you a little bit.
What about dose size? Say, okay, let's talk about substance first, because that's one of the most asked questions I've seen.
Where should I start?
Yes, people will be like, LSD, mushrooms, or DMT, and I'm like, oh, that's kind of an interesting trio to kind of pin up against. To pin up against, like a cage match of those three, it's kind of doesn't really work like that, what I mean?
No, it doesn't. No.
So what do you say to someone who kind of has questions on what substances to kind of begin with?
I would I feel like it's really important when we talk about psychedelics that we really hammer home that it is such a personal, unique experience that I can give you kind of what works for me as what I think would be a safe path to travel. But you could have a completely different answer, Sure. For me, psilocybin's my teacher. That's the one that I want to do work with, but it's one that I can only do work with. I can't do it. I can't eat psilocybin for fun. It just doesn't, it doesn't work for me like that. Yeah. Just like I was talking about making a date, psilocybin grabs me by the face and says,
do you mean that
I'm the belle of the ball? You're not going to share your time with any other substance. I can't drink on it. I don't want to smoke cigarettes on it. I don't want to smoke cannabis on it. It's just me and psilocybin. Typically how it works. That's not necessarily everybody's drink. Some people love drinking on shrooms or whatever. I don't think that's what we're trying to do. You're asking about doing work. That's what I would choose to do work with. Max Montrose on the Missouri Psychedelic Podcast talked about how his teacher's cactus, and whether that's peyote or San Pedro or one of the tens of other species that are psychoactive, have psychoactive alkaloids in them. That's his teacher. I think that, ayahuasca is a lot of people's teacher. Yeah. I would probably tell people, I would advise them to explore natural psychedelics before they ever got into synthetics. That's just my personal opinion.
Gotcha.
My opinion on synthetics personally has changed for the positive a bunch. Like a couple years ago, you couldn't have convinced me whatsoever to take anything that was made in a lab. And I've had my perspective changed on that greatly. And I'll also, because of the time that we're in, because there's places like Dance Safe where you can test your drugs and, like.
And you got to ask a lot of questions in Michigan to the world's leading scientists when it
No
came
doubt.
to synthetic drugs.
No doubt.
And they had answers for some of your
And
questions.
I think that's such a big part of it. Like as that grows more, but if you're talking about kind of letting go of potentially one of the things that could kind of hang over and give you a challenging or something that your brain could kind of loop on a little bit, is whether or not what you did was safe. So I
Sure.
feel like that's one great positive for natural psychedelics is, for the most part, you are 100%, the physical you is 100% safe. Make
Shane
sure
Moss
you're in a-
tweet. Did you see that? I think he liked it, where he said, "Shame about being in the psychedelics. None of my drugs can kill me.
If
When
push
it's
comes to
just-
shove, none of them can kill me." And so that's part of it. So anyway, the set and setting, I know people, it's almost beaten to the ground, but good. It should be something that is so
Goes-
prevalent that everyone's just like, oh yeah, set and setting, duh. That's what you want. So
Okay, you
should
said
be
something
able to
there.
shut off the outside world.
You said something there that I I kind of know what you mean, but I wonder if some of the people listening do. You said, I don't take psilocybin to have fun.
Oh.
It's like, he does it because it's scary and
No,
Craig's
no, I
strong
don't wanna
enough
give
to,
that- I don't
to
wanna give
handle
that,
it,
I
and
don't
it's
wanna give that
hard.
impression
And
because-
maybe I'm like, hearing him say that.
Yeah,
kinda-
okay, that's fair. I'm glad you caught that, because I'll talk about things like, first off, everyone should know that there's never been a psychedelic experience that I've had that has scared me so bad that I don't want to do it. I've been reminded by psychedelics for being irresponsible with psychedelics what can happen, but because of how much I've put into knowing about this, I'm like, oh. Yeah, you big dummy.
Yeah.
You broke all your rules. So having discipline, going back to the first hour, having the structure, if this is something where you think it can actually fix you and you're going to try and connect with it on a spiritual level, then do yourself the
honor.
Yeah, exactly. Honor yourself in a way and project your worth in a way that you have enough time and patience to do this for yourself. Now, psilocybin, when I say I don't do it to have fun, it's first off, when I journey on it, I journey very much inward. So when I say that, it's more than anything, it's not very pro-social for me. I'm not taking in other people. I'll laugh maniacally at something that's funny, but not necessarily really able to engage people in the throes of a psilocybin trip. It's just a personal journey for me, and that's why I choose not to do it. Now that I know that, and I would so to move on to the next thing, set and setting, right? The second thing I would say is that for the first 3 or 4 hours of the trip, really just stay with yourself. Don't be trying to interact with anything else in the room. Lay down in the place, sit down in the place. There's plenty of awesome medicine music to listen to. Put it on and journey inward and just get lost in music you don't know. All that music that you do know, that's kind of to bring you back to earth later when the ship is landing. But don't be afraid to put on something kind of foreign to you that you can get totally lost in, because that's ultimately what you're doing through your journeying. That's the thing where you're unlocking all of these things inside. So I would say don't impose on anybody else's trip. That's something I brought back from ayahuasca that I was like, oh man, it changed the game for me. Because while my experiences were very healing with friends around a campfire, and they are, those experiences are tremendous, and I can't even put a value on them. It's different than if I am forced to be with my own thoughts for hours as these different songs and these different auditory pathways are created for me by this other music. Because the idea is that we're rewiring our brain. So we don't want to hammer home all of this stuff that is super familiar to us. Yeah. We just want to have a familiar space to come back to. So that's for me. That's something that I would definitely recommend.
And to piggyback off that a little bit, the lesson learned through some of the experiences I've had is that when when you take those experiences and when you add the set and setting, that it's a totally different experience too, rather than, the first experiences I had with psychedelics were, I would take them to forget, kind of like it was alcohol, you know what I mean? And the medicine would remind me that, oh no, you got to kind of deal with some of your shit that's going on in the moment of your life. This isn't an escape thing. This isn't what you do to go, it's not getting blackout drunk. You're in a zone. And speaking of the zone that you are in, lesson learned when I was taking it is I was scared to go beyond inside. I was scared to travel inward deep because I was like, that's probably death. Like when you start going, oh, I'm falling away from reality. How far do I get before my body just goes, oh, you forgot to fucking function? Like now that I know how safe these are, it's fine. Your body is physiologically safe with you traveling inward. We're not allowed. We're always kind of in our daily routine. We talk about routine, but then you also get stuck in certain routines that it just becomes doldrum. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So then there's a balance there. So you have to have these experiences to kind of shake it up a little bit. And, hopefully you get something out of it too at the end of it, that when you put intention, it kind of shapes the experience in a way.
Yeah. I want to hit this
Please
real
do.
quick. Ryan says, I always write myself a freak out note filled with love and reassurance. If I get to an overwhelming moment that I need help with, I can count on my past self to take care of my future. That's awesome.
Dude, that's
awesome.
Great.
I usually write, are you freaking out, Ryan, in psychedelic lettering. That's like little totems.
Mine says, dude, you are freaking out, Steve. I'm like, pull it together. Damn you, past Steve, and your terrible jokes. The cops are watching you is what my note says to myself.
Dude, FBI.
Shit. I did it to myself.
And then that person that is there with you, or the people that are there with you, is, it's paramount. It's a big deal. Like having someone who is at least familiar with the space, at least kind of knows what a tumultuous trip can look like, so that they know how to hold space and kind of give space, but also, hey, here's some water if you need some water, or, just kind of.
They talk about holding space.
People
Hamilton
that can
Souther is
pray
talking
over you
about
and holding space.
the
That's right.
actual fucking space for you, dude. Clearing it away.
That's what
for
it
you.
all is, man. And honestly, as someone who has held space, like it's tasking. It's taxing is what it is. Like it really does take a great deal of your energy and emotion to hold space for someone else that is, traveling through this, interdimensional plane.
You're going through it with them. You know what I mean?
100%. So I think it's really nice to, I like the idea of having at least one or two other people that you're tripping with, and maybe not everybody's tripping, but like I like being able to kind of come back and integrate, and then also kind of, because everyone's still fresh out of the space together, their brains are still kind of working optimally, I feel like. And so as people are trying to explain it, somebody may have had an experience so parallel with it that they can kind of plug in that thing that makes it make sense. Yeah. That's one of my favorite things in the world about the psychedelic, because we do all experience somewhat similar things. Yeah. So set and setting, making time for yourself. You owe it to yourself.
Date with yourself.
You owe it to yourself to give yourself, mark out 8 hours. You'll be done in 6 probably, but you're going to want to sit with it a little bit. And also, start it at a time when you can still get a good night's rest afterwards, because that's something that I've even learned as I've done more and more, is like, oh man, the best I feel, like when I really wake up and the birds are singing a new song, that's when I kind of start early on and I'm in bed at a decent time.
Sure.
But so I've been to parties, where it's like, oh, we didn't even start partying until 1 a.m. Oh, there's the sun. now I'm a day and a half behind, feeling sluggish. You know, the rules of your physical self still, they're still on a clock, you know. So anyway, I feel like that's just kind of another little bonus that you can do.
We got some good comments here. Past Steve is a scary concept. Holding space is a superpower, no doubt. Holding space for a friend in need is a lot of work and energy, but so worth it. Steve writing a freak out note to himself. Steve, it's Steve. You're going to feel like this forever. It's an honor to hold space for sure.
Yeah.
You're good at it. Missy's good at it.
She is the best at it.
I only do it for the people I love. Teaches me to love them more unconditionally and more purely. God damn right.
Well, it does too. I mean, that's
for real.
When you sit with someone, you're essentially entering a contract. You're agreeing with them that you're going to get to see all the big ugly. And it doesn't change any. If anything, it needs to make your relationship better, right? Like everybody's allowed. That's my mantra is everybody is allowed to journey to walk whatever path that journey lays out for them. For some people, it's scary and obnoxious and loud, and you try and kind of keep that in control when you're in groups and whatnot. But that's still their journey. Like that's still how it's working out for them. You know, and if we're actually, if we do believe in the healing potential of them, then people need to kind of be able to experience it how they need to experience it order for the medicine to work.
No doubt.
So it's a weird thing. Like you're entering into an agreement that says, hey, I'm choosing to do this for you, with you. I'm co-creating this space with you, no matter what.
Yeah.
No matter what.
And to draw back on something we talked about earlier with the show is allowing yourself to feel and go through emotions. A lot of people are scared that it's going to be scary and tough when I trip and I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
And
what you
have
resist
to allow
persists.
yourself, no doubt. You're not the control that you think you have. It allows you to realize, oh, I'm not in control of everything. Even talking about that song, and the chaos is okay. The sadness is okay. The fear is okay.
Yeah.
All of that is happening. It's like when you're working on something like, I want to be better when people piss me off in traffic. The only way to get better at that is people cutting you off.
Yeah.
And your reaction to that. That's the only way you're going to get better at that shit. So you need those teachers in your life that some coaches, they're like, Craig, you're a fucking great dude. Like, you got a great arm. You got a great head on your shoulders. You're going to be awesome. Meet me in the showers. You know what I mean? And then you got some coaches who are like, Kohler, you big piece of dog shit. What you doing? Get down. Give me 25.
Kiss my big ass, Kohler.
Yeah, see? You obviously had one.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's different. Different teachers and coaches, they get something out of you, and this guy gets something out of you. And then maybe one of your teammates goes, hey, this coach, this teacher, did you think of this? And you go, oh, fuck, that's what you're talking about, integration.
Yeah.
Somebody else can take that coach's message and relay it to you where you're like, oh, snap.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
No doubt. Dude,
this is a great conversation. I love this shit.
I'm a big fan of this conversation. Where are we at right now? We're at
122. Should we go give another break?
Let's give him a break. We come back with Minute with Mike.
Okay.
Mike's prepared something for all of us. And then so we're gonna give him the
This
minute
is
with
Mike.
We'll come back.
This is Mike's first minute with Mike that he's had full control of the minute. Usually I control his entire
Steve likes
minute.
controlling minutes.
I like controlling his minute. So this will be good. Maybe I'll hit him with Ryan Bradley's song and then the commercials.
Yeah.
Sorry, my kid.
We ain't nothing but everyday people. Living our everyday lives. Facing our everyday struggles. Yeah, we got different views. We come from different places. We all around different. But we choose to sit at the same table. I know what I am. Do you?
I am a Hoosier.
It's in my blood, it's in my veins.
Sophisticated.
And I ain't ever gonna change.
I am a Hoosier.
It's in my heart, it's in my soul.
Sophisticated.
I ain't afraid to let them go.
We are a Hoosier.
And together we will stand.
Sophisticated.
Every woman, every
What
man.
you must know.
Hey y'all, listen to this.
In the sex room.
Well, man, look at this. We at the Spanish Society jamming all night. If we get way too drunk, then we crashing inside. Cause we all brought a 10 and we knew this could happen when smoke's in the air and the beers are cracking. I'm playing Lorana. I'm knowing my luck is up. Lost all my money. The kids playing Chuck-a-Luck. I'm pretty wasted. I hope they don't kick me out. Now it's a party. Diane got her titties out. Ain't no party like a south side party. It's in upstairs, downstairs, outside party. We got Craig on the mic. Steve strumming like you can't believe. Brian on harmonica and Angie on the tambourine. When I'm throwing washers, it ain't no more Mr. Nice Guy. We all come together when it counts. Shout out to Vibe Tribe. Hey, Bobby Battlehawk, I hope you like the new song. Wait a minute. Who's that dude with the Daisy Duke song?
Cacao! Cacao! Let me hear your Battlehawk cry. It's the Bobby Battlehawk Show. Man.
Through the highs and the lows, we're the ones you wanna keep close. Through the ups and the downs, we'll be around. Hey, one more time, babe.
Through the highs and the lows, we're the ones you wanna keep close. Through the ups and the downs, we'll be around. I am a Hoosier.
It's in my blood, it's in my veins.
Sophisticated.
And I ain't ever gonna change.
I am a Hoosier.
It's in my heart, it's in my soul.
Sophisticated.
I ain't afraid to let them know.
We are the Hoosiers.
And together we will stay.
Sophisticated.
Every woman, every man.
One thing you must know.
Hey y'all, listen to
In
this.
the sex room.
Well, ain't what it is. We sharing our memes, we sharing our dreams, the drugs that we love and our favorite teams, discussing religion and politics, what we like, what we hate, and everything in between. We watching the show, Monday at 7, we might go to hell, we might go to heaven. Lord forgive me for my sin, I'm in Facebook jail again. Ain't no family like that hoe, so family tell the DJ we got a full house. No, Danny tell him turn it up, crank it up, light it up and dance a bit, then go talk to the boys about the benefits of cannabis, CBD, DMT, they know all about it, bro. Be glad to have a drink for support if you go without it, though. They love to talk and love to listen about anything. No matter what's going on, they about to entertain. It don't matter where you're from, it don't matter where you've been. I heard rumors about this group, pay no attention to them. Yeah, I wasn't sure if I fit in, now it's too late. Wait, what you mean? I already drank the Kool-Aid.
James Carlton. Insurance 314-961-4800.
Handsome,
Amazing.
astonishing,
Astounding.
fabulous,
Incredible.
fantastical,
Phenomenal.
prodigious,
Stupendous.
unbelievable,
Wondrous.
divine.
Fantastical.
No, seriously, he's fantastical.
You got a house.
Go on and get it insured.
You got a car.
You gotta get it insured.
You got a life.
Go on and get it insured. CarltonInsurance.net.
Do you take our insurance and are you cannabis friendly?
Yeah.
And they all said no. And then at that last phone call, that 8th phone call, I was like, do you know anybody that is? I'm desperate. I've called 7 other people. You're my 8th phone call.
Yeah.
At this point, I'm crying my eyes out. And this lady just felt bad for me and said, hold on, let me call you back in a few minutes. And they called me back and they said that they would take him, but under a certain amount of conditions. And the main condition was that if they felt that cannabis was not working for him, then they would take him from us and put him in D.
Hey boys and girls, I'm talking about native hemp extract. That CBD.
That CBD.
Inside of me.
Inside of me.
That CBD.
That CBD.
Sweet delicious CBD. That CBD.
That CBD.
Got the CBD. CBD native hemp. That CBD.
That CBD.
You can
get it from me.
I can.
That CBD.
That CBD.
Inside of me.
Inside of me.
That CBD.
That CBD.
Inside of me.
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 No. Inside of me.
Inside of me.
Inside of me.
Native hemp extract. 1,800 milligrams of total cannabinoid goodness from Pike County, Illinois. Get yours at HooterSophisticate.com.
What'd you do, Craig?
I messed up.
What'd you do, man?
I messed up, bud.
I want that native hemp extract CBD inside of me.
Inside of me.
Inside of me.
Inside of me.
Inside of me. I'm not sure if you understand what the lyrics were to that song, Craig.
Listen, you're right. I didn't know what they were, but I just assumed.
You ran with it.
Sophisticated.
You ran with it.
What play is probably involved.
Oh, everybody loves that other song too. Shout out to Ari and
dude,
Ryan.
That is
And
I Am
bangs.
a Hoosier is a legitimate banger.
When that bass drops in, Diane got her titties out. Like, oh, and if you don't know Diane Doggendorf.
Now it's a party. Diane got her titties out.
I'm like, oh, shit. I know, dude.
It's so funny.
Remember we were both like, oh. That was great.
Listen,
dude.
there's been all kinds of creativity.
Yeah, I
on
know,
the page.
dude.
Should I save this for after the minute with Mike?
No, we can do it right now because I want to talk about some of the songs. Oh, well, maybe play this. We'll do a minute with Mike, and then we can talk about the creativity of the group.
Okay. All right. So here's the deal. I wrote a song the other day, played around with it. It's fun, super fun, kind of
so good.
Beck Feely.
So good.
Gave it to Ryan to remix. This is the Ryan Watts remix here. Mike, give me a little bit of sound on those speakers. Guys, let us know if this works. I think you're going to dig it. This is Ryan Watts' take on Technicolor Dream. You guys hear that?
Is it coming through? Are we sitting in silence?
I mean, I've got it on 18, so it's coming through.
We might be sitting in silence right now. No.
Okay.
Here,
Kill it.
Here it is. No, this is it. Start it over. You need to start it over. Not go to that.
Fuck.
Right there. There it is.
Here we go. I've been searching through time, just looking for a sign that this life is mine. Well, she laughed at me and couldn't believe that I think I'm free. She handed me a key called DMT.
Fucking slick.
It's
dude.
pretty fun, man.
God.
And what's cool about it is it is a totally different take on where it started, and
It's so good.
It's so much fun.
I mean, that is.
I had a blast.
I love your version, and I love his version.
I
And it came
wanna
out
jam
of
both.
a couple nights. Jenny and I made a song. We've been making songs for this thing. We said,
Miss
hey,
and I
should-
wrote a song.
We go, we should just make a song, dude. Missy's words, and you came over and sang it. Like,
Yeah.
holy shit, dude!
We got a
That's
tune. We got a tune. We got a
it's,
little country tune.
You expect people to come over here with complete garbage. I'm going to be honest with you. You know, people are like, I'm going to play a song. You're like, cool, strap in, bud. You know what I mean? But then hearing it and being like, oh my God,
They
that
actually
made me
wrote a
feel
song.
So good. Like, that was fucking so valuable to my life. Like, thank you.
Especially, well, we're talking about searching for meaning in quarantine and like things that keep us happy. Like we want to know that our friends, that our loved ones, that our family are just okay. Like that, the way that we typically do that is we get together and we say, "Hey, I'm good. I'm here. Let's have some pork steaks and cheap beer." You know, like we can't do that right now. So it's awesome to like not be able to, not see your friends for a while and they come back and they're like, "Hey, look what we created while we weren't distracted by everything else."
Look
Check
what
it
we
out.
created here, bud.
Look what we did, bud.
Hashtag Lunchables.
It's no joke, bud.
Hashtag Lunchables. Not hashtag A bud.
Or it's hashtag Hey Bud and not hashtag Lunchables.
It's bullshit, whichever way you want to look at it. Should we hit him with the theme song
It's your
too? I'm
choice,
there with
bud.
Mike.
It's your choice, bud.
You ready to hit the button for the Minute with Mike theme song?
What's the Minute with Mike? Oh, yeah.
You remember the Minute with Mike theme song, don't you?
Okay.
You got it ready over there?
Let's do it with this guy.
I have the.
Let's do it with this guy.
Which one you got? Oh, what is that one? It's like the devil. Okay,
It's
you
actually
ready?
it's a fallen angel.
3, 2, 1.
It's the Minute with Mike, it's the Minute with Mike. It's a part of the show that we let Mike do what he wants to do. It's the Minute with Mike, it's the part of the show where his blame is blameism.
All right, Mike.
All right.
What do you got? What do you got going here this week, bub? What are you doing, bud?
You got my images.
Do you want number one?
Well, let's start with number one. Let's start with our number one. Just the.
I have.
Oh no, I think you want to start
number 10.
Yeah, I think you want to start at the top with 10.
Number 10.
So do
yes,
that.
that's right. First and foremost, I would like to say thank you to my wife who helped me do about 99.9% of this.
Oh, don't you shift blame, sir.
I'm just saying. She did a lot of it. Got to give a shout out to a guy named Jacob for one of them, a guy named Larry for one of them. That's all I'm going to do.
Okay.
All right.
Just Jacob
so,
or Larry. And Larry,
number 10. These are the top 10 things I would rather get than the coronavirus.
Okay. You would rather get than the coronavirus?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So I'd rather have my head shrunk like Michael Keaton by the voodoo doctor in Beetlejuice.
I love that scene as a kid.
Me too.
I love
Their
that
long
scene.
noses scared me though. Those long nosed people.
Oh,
When
for
he
sure.
pulled
Yeah.
it, and then he had the eyes.
no
and
doubt.
then that was kind of fucked up.
Number 9.
It was. Number 9. Let's go ahead and see number 9. What do we got
What
here?
the hell,
We have.
Mike?
I would rather get circumcised at the age of 37.
Jesus Christ, Mike. We're gonna get flagged for that one, bud.
All right, number 8.
Oh my God!
Okay.
God damn it!
Oh, what was
Mike.
that? What was that?
All right, I'm gonna flash
that's
it one
right.
more time.
I'd rather get a dick tattoo. And then it kind of
He actually went and found
the
a dick
face tattoo
tattoo.
just kind of came with it, So
That's a pretty decent.
if I get a dick tattoo, I'm gonna get a face tattoo. So
That guy needs an adult circumcision, and that's a pretty.
All right, can we? All right, all right.
Okay, sorry. All right, what are we on? 7? God damn it.
yeah, 7.
How many more dicks are there? Mike?
I don't know.
Okay,
I'm not sure.
I see. Yeah, your wife definitely came. It's all about giant hogs.
All right, number 7. Is my mic on? Yeah. Oh, that's that one. I'd rather have a sex change in a third world country.
Is that you as a chick?
Yeah, that's me.
You look like the bearded lady.
You look like Osama bin Laden.
That's what would happen if I was in a third world country. They can't do it all.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Number 6. Which one is this one? Oh, I'd rather get eaten alive by feral cats.
You seem kind of proud of that. Like that's
I love cats.
He said that one was mine.
I love cats.
Back off, Joe. That one was mine.
He was so happy to say that one. The other one's like, number 5. Oh, big dick again. All right.
There's another dick coming. I'm almost sure.
Maybe.
Oh, there we go.
I don't know.
Is that
I don't
a
know this
fist?
one. Oh, this is the Larry one. I would rather get fisted.
Well, duh.
Yeah, that's not.
Who wouldn't?
Yeah, it's like I'd rather win $1 million.
I got a watch collection up there.
Oh, this one. Yeah, I'd rather. Okay, I gotta look this one up. Let's see. I would rather get pregnant out of my pee hole.
Okay, that had JoJo written all over it. I like it. I appreciate that. Oh no.
Oh, this one.
Would you fuck me?
I would rather get
fuck
Rames and Buffalo Bill at the same time. Double penetration.
I don't know what's happening.
Mike, hang on a second. Are you aware of what year it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
I do. Those are the. Yeah.
What was it, number 8?
God damn it, Steve! Stop it! Stop it!
What
My
about
show will
2?
not be reduced to this.
Yeah, I think so. Let's see. What's 2? Oh yeah.
No, we were
this
on 3,
one's
I think.
I'd rather get syphilis from Charlie Sheen and let it go untreated and end up in a padded room at Centerpoint.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's
That
pretty.
was
That was
dark.
pretty dark.
Pretty dark. What was 3, Steve?
I mean, that's number 2.
Bill.
Okay.
Okay. So
And number 1.
Number 1. I'd rather get a kangaroo.
Is that one of those things that barb fish
That
dick hole? Is a barb
comes
fish.
from the Amazon.
That
Do
swims
you
up
know
your
what
pee
the
hole.
kangaroo?
Tell me what the
Is.
kangaroo does, Mike.
Okay.
You guys
a
didn't even know you were
kangaroo is a
gonna get-
fish in the Amazon. They're toothpick fish. Okay. This fish will latch on to the inside of your penis if you are peeing in the Amazon River and hook right in there and suck the blood out of you. So it's got these little hooks. It's got these little hooks that are like fishing hooks. Like when you go fishing, they latch onto the inside walls of your penis, and then you die.
I'm hungry. I'm hungry. Yum, 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 yum.
That was a minute with Mike. It was a minute with Mike. There you go. I was supposed to get back to your show. A minute with Mike. That was a minute with Mike. And we'll probably never do that again.
That was pretty good. I laughed heartily a few times, and I saw you crawl out of your skin a few times, which I enjoy.
You enjoy that?
I enjoy that. I saw.
All in all, I'm ready to do it next week. I'm ready to go.
Yeah, Steve can't get enough of the dick. Pretty funny. It's called humor. Okay, gonna get zucked for that uncircumcised pig.
Penis fist death.
Mike, you're killing.
Look at that. Mike got himself a segment.
Okay, dick hole to fuck penis fish death. Wow. Well.
All right.
Oh, where do we go from there?
Well, I think it's a pretty good time to start with little thing. We have been requested to do it with the old school.
Oh, okay. No,
harmony.
Okay.
Harmony. Just
didn't we do that before? Let's do that one.
Okay, we can do that.
Ready?
We like movies, so do we. We like internet, so do you. It's the streaming picks of the week at Netflix. Streaming picks of the week. Amazon Prime. It's the streaming picks of the week. We like the internet too. What are you watching this week, bub?
To be honest with you, I've been watching Community. I did give The Big Show a chance. The Big Show show.
Yeah.
Oliver likes wrestling. I'm, as someone who respects, oh, God, wrestling has so many elements to it. It's so stupid. It's so insanely intelligent the way it's marketed. It's all of these things, a lot of duality in wrestling, WWE and shit. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like the whole
Sure.
basis is built on duality. Bad guy, good
Sure,
guy, fight
sure,
for
sure.
the ages. You know, and so being into sports, it kind of has all these elements. I wanted to watch the show. It's complete garbage.
It's not good.
It's fine.
If my kids are into it, I'll watch it.
That's what I was watching. It made me laugh 2 or 3 times, so I'm okay with it. He's struggling right now. I hope he becomes a better actor. God love him. But a lot of the
It's very
wrestlers go
forced.
on-
It's very forced.
Yeah, that-
I don't even know that he can't play the role. I think he plays the role fine. It's just the script is just
I
not
agree.
good.
I
The
agree.
writing is just not
You
good.
know what? I have a tendency
Like
to agree with you.
because the kids are pretty good. The
Yeah.
wife is fine. He can play the big bumbling idiot. That's fine.
Yeah.
Just write the guy a joke.
Totally, dude.
Write the guy a joke.
Yes.
Like it's like it's getting by on some weird. I don't
Yeah.
laugh tracks. I don't know. It's weird.
It's not great.
But I want to dig it, like
And you
just
wanna
because of
think-
who it is, you
wanna
know.
think
Like,
about him boning that chick the whole time too, because she's little, and you want to think about like, what's that about? What's that about?
okay,
You know?
all right, yeah, sure,
What's
okay,
that about?
yeah, that's that about. Mike, what are you watching this week? Where you at, bud?
Finished up The Island and Ozarks. Wow.
That's what Mike's been
was
watching.
I was like, well, dude, I've been doing a lot around the house. I got a lot of work going on around the house. It's the honeydew list. That's what they call it.
All right, Mike, go on. What are you watching?
Finished up The Island, and yeah, it's a limited series. Hopefully they bring something back because I was kind of left off the hook, you know.
Oh, that fucking bums me out.
Yeah, I was. I was like, are you fucking kidding me?
What does that
I was
mean?
invested.
There's no more
know.
episodes?
Not right now. It just says limited
It's a little
series, so I
cliffhanger?
don't know. There was it was a cliffhanger, and then there was a 3-minute trailer. I was like, okay, that's it. Like I need to know more, you know. So yeah, that's where I'm at.
Right on.
And I got a lot going around the house, so I've really kind of been
Pick is the
off
same
the
pick as
TV
last
because
week.
we spent a lot of time on the damn TV. My son spends a lot of time on the computer, so I'm
Sure.
like trying to figure shit out to do.
Dude,
you know? I'm going crazy.
I'm with you on that. I feel like I've watched so much I couldn't even like. We watched Nailed It. It's got a new season.
I started Bruise Brothers. That was dog shit.
Okay,
Give you guys a
I
little
saw that, and
insider
I was
tip.
wondering if anybody saw it.
Yeah, I watched a little bit of it.
I stumbled
and I
across
was
this
like, no.
soap today, and it's like you can just watch anything. It's a website. You plug it in. It's there.
Okay.
Cool.
And
Sweet.
there was a movie that came out that I remember seeing previews for it a year ago. Don't remember at what movie. And I was like, oh shit, when that comes out, and it just, you know how it does. Like you don't know.
It just slips.
It slipped by. And The Gentleman came out. It's a Guy Ritchie movie. It's like Snatch. It's a London Underground movie. It's Matthew McConaughey.
What?
Charlie Hunnam, the dude from Sons of Anarchy.
No way.
Colin Farrell. And
I remember seeing previews for
dude,
this
it's
shit.
awesome. It's a London Underground deal, in the style of Guy Ritchie. So
Did
the
you watch
stories are. Oh yeah, I watched it. It's badass. I'll
Really?
get you set up, dude. You got to check it out. It's cool.
Okay, that's
it's
pretty
way
sick.
awesome. I
So
watched
it's
it
hard
last night.
to get right now without renting, I guess.
Yeah, probably. Maybe it might be somewhere, but yeah, I would say it came out last year, so it's probably still. Maybe I don't know. Maybe it's on Prime or something. I don't know. I just happened to
YouTube
watch it on
TV
Soap
has a lot of that
today.
shit now that you
Yeah,
can download.
I watched it there. But anyway, so I checked that out. As far as something I streamed on Prime, I watched the Bones Brigade documentary, which is like it's a documenting the life of like Tony Hawk, Steve Caballero, Rodney Mullen, like all the fucking greats of skateboarding, like from the time that they were a kid, like Stacy from the old Z Boys, like he started.
Stace from the Z Boys?
He started his own skate team, and like he didn't go for like the best skaters that were out there. He found the kids that were awesome. Like Tony Hawk was like 8 or 9. Like all these dudes, man, were like just little kids, and it showed like the progression of that, and then what skateboarding turned into because of this crew of kids, like just fucking crew of hotshots. It was actually really pretty cool.
That's badass.
It was actually really pretty cool. I liked it.
Bones Brigade.
Bones Brigade, I think is
Bones is pre-Jackass.
Okay.
Okay, I wanted to add a B one because I knew I'd watch something really interesting on Amazon Prime, and I'm sure you're probably hip to this. Maybe you forgot about it, but Samsara.
Oh, it's tremendous. Like where they got there's no fucking vocals. Like it's
unbelievable.
It's very psychedelic.
It is a journey.
Yeah.
We're talking about medicine music. This is maybe a medicine movie.
Yeah.
It reminded me of hanging out with a certain.
No, yeah, for sure.
And then,
if you put that on during a ketamine experience or something like that, or any kind of a trip, it would be quite the journey.
Samsara.
It's colorful.
Jenny and I were just sitting at the TV going, what am I watching? And I'm fucking into it. Like, we were like, well, let's pause it though, because we want to wait for for the right moment to watch this.
No doubt. No doubt. It
really needs free on Amazon Prime.
It's kind of it was on Netflix forever. It's kind of one of those.
I remember when it came out, it was a big ass deal.
Well, yeah, and it
took like 10 years to make or something crazy. I forget.
Like these amazing nature documentaries that they have now that are just like really make you appreciate. Like you want to just get out in the woods after you watch it. You're like, my God, I want to go. Like when I go on hikes now, it's a totally different experience because I'm just looking for.
Oh, you look at the Lilith leaf and you're like, oh, there's 4 bugs on there, all doing
totally.
their own thing. And you're like,
totally.
oh my God, I would.
The high definition has tunneled you into the complexity of nature, and I felt like Samsara did that, but put it on humans.
Yeah.
And like it really like zoomed in on like.
For sure. The best part, it made me think of the best part of Samsara was, go, chicken and go, man.
Chicken on the corn. God damn it, I love you for that.
Made it through the whole show without doing it. But Samsara is definitely worth,
it's awesome.
Worth sitting down
awesome.
late at night, cracking on the TV, and just be like, what?
It is awesome. And to build on something I said a couple of weeks ago, like, I have, even with all of the stuff that I've been watching, I'm still finding myself every now and then catching an episode of New Girl and just laughing my ass,
sure.
just laughing my ass off. Just I need a good laugh. Pack it into 30 minutes. It is a
New Girl's better than Community.
It's a seriously underrated comedy. Like
Community's good, but I like New Girl better. I think the writing's
New
good.
Girl.
And I wanted the writing to be better.
The writing is where it's at.
Phenomenal.
That's where it's at. Yeah, no doubt.
The dialogue between them constantly going
Yep.
is just.
And their
good.
ability to be in character too. Like they all play
Mm-hmm.
very specific characters.
They're
Like
great.
they've taken the Friends model that I'm sure the Seinfeld model. They've taken that model of all of these just different enough people that share a life, you know.
Yeah, I love the model.
But it's shot on that Fox set rather than the stage sitcom of like NBC or something.
Yeah.
I dig it, man. It's
It's
awesome.
cool.
Yeah.
It's a good easy watch, man.
No doubt. No doubt.
All right, let's tell them about some of this shit.
We got to do it, bud. We got to do it.
Here.
Jesus.
Here, don't worry. I covered it up with my head.
Okay. Here's the deal.
Nobody saw anything.
Mike posted a link earlier. Okay. It's on Fundly. It's on Steve's page.
stuff's actually
It's on the Hoosier Sophisticate page. It's in the announcements on the fan page. If you follow the link, for every $5 that you donate, you're going to get this awesome custom glass dab rig blown by Josh Riddle. Is that right?
Josh Ripple.
Josh Ripple. Josh Ripple. Sorry, Josh.
That's what that little right there is for.
And it is really, I mean, pictures and video really don't do it justice. This thing in person is fucking awesome.
We're also giving these away. We're going to give one away with this.
Okay.
We haven't decided yet on how to do that, and one giveaway with these two items as well.
Native hemp extract.
Mm-hmm. Let me show them the kind pen too.
So we've got some new giveaways coming up, but right now, guys, enter for your chance. You're going to have every dollar that we raise is going to go to the Foster Adoption Support Group, support team. Is that right?
Yep.
FAST, Foster Adoption Support Team. Every dollar we raise is going to go to it. Somebody's going to score a really awesome dab rig. We're going to help the community a little bit, and Sweet Leaf makes it possible.
Yeah, they do, man.
Sweet Leaf makes it possible, and we just have awesome sponsors that make this whole ship go round. James Carlton State Farm just found out, they're refunding a couple of $1 billion, so everybody's premiums are going to basically go down over the next couple of months. Lifetime is out there, dude. I don't know about you. The wind at my house last night,
Lifetime's been blown up.
I thought it was gonna blow my roof off last night.
Dude,
it was
watching
fucking
the
gale
trees
force winds.
and seeing how strong trees have to be to withstand that. Holy shit,
Yes,
dude.
yes. So Lifetime is out there serving the community, in the greatest times of need. Like, so many of us are on quarantine. There's still so many essential workers that are out there. All of our people are helping out. Truman's and Soulard, we're going to put together something for them to make sure that when all of this passes by, we remember how tough it was. Everybody's gonna get through this together. I'm super juiced for it. Spanish Society, it's our home base. It's Grand Central Station for if you're a Hoosier, it's Grand Central Station, and they're the latest ones on board. And
He did it. Yeah, Truman's and Spanish Society.
Truman's, Spanish Society, Lifetime Roofing, Native Hemp Extract, and
we're growing.
CBD?
We're growing like a weed.
Anybody
And
we forgot?
Sweet Leaf.
You didn't forget anybody, did you?
I don't know.
Sweet Leaf Emporium.
Okay.
Well, they had this the whole time. They can get over it. Here's the deal, too. We are looking. We have 2 maybe big sponsorships open left, maybe to fill this show, and then we're about maxed out on this.
Yeah.
But we're creating more content with the
Hoosier on Adventure.
That's going with a little fine tuning on that. That may be the greatest thing we've ever.
It will be the best thing we do.
But I listened to a couple, the Gospel of Luke and the Max Montrose. I think I mentioned the Montrose one last time. What a great conversation, buddy.
Oh,
on the
Missouri Psychedelic Podcast?
Missouri Psychedelic Podcast.
That was a great
I mean,
conversation.
It was so.
I've got some ideas for the next
ones.
ones.
You mentioned him earlier. He's like, a cactus loses a part of itself, and it regrows.
Right.
And his trip experience where they had him tied to the bed.
Oh, for the Ibogaine?
Oh!
That would be awful.
Are you kidding me?
I try to make, the first 2 episodes are pretty short and digestible. The 3rd episode, Gospel of Luke, is like a 3-hour, but it's one of those that I really think if you had a long road trip or something, you put it on in the car.
It's the best.
You will have you'll just have a really fun psychedelic, not even just psychedelic, but just consciousness expanding. Yeah, consciousness expanding. Exercise and a bunch of guys telling some jokes along the way, and we'll have some more. And dude, I fucking love your unsung cannabis heroes.
I got another episode coming up this week.
It's awesome.
It's going to deal with St. Louis sports history a little bit.
Awesome.
Kurt Warner story. What the deal is I tell Jen a story that I've researched and kind of found out all the ins and outs, who these people are that don't get the same name as Edison and Tesla when it comes to these major events. There were a couple stoners who helped create electricity in this country. One was a
made me proud,
distant relative of yours.
Proud. No.
Giancarlo
Rosario.
So good. So that's fun. Check those out.
He came up with the bowling ball move.
Came up with the bowling ball move. It's
been passed down through the years.
It's rock on. Or I love you.
Hey, key, rock and roll, rock on, ooh, my soul. Hey, key, rock and roll, rock on.
Rock on, Jimmy Dean. Oh, we did it.
Dean. We did it, guys.
I think we did it.
Thanks for hanging out with us on a Monday night.
Did we not play anything for them? Like, should I play? I mean, Jenny and I's songs on here. I think they've seen enough of that. They got the Sweet Leaf commercial. They got it all.
I think we played all kinds of stuff for them.
Should we end it with the great big blow and then the end?
Yeah, guys, just remember to go out there and vote.
Lunchables.
Go out there and vote.
Lunchables.
Hey, bud.
Lunchables.
Hey, bud.
Don't you want to hear a Lunchable?
The great big blow. Answer with your hashtag below. We love you guys. Thanks for kicking it with us.
Thank you.
Be well.
Thank you, guys. We love you guys. I love you, baby.
16 contestants from around the world compete in a combat-style tourney where the winner gets a chance to take on reigning master gaffer Jason Long of Sweet Leaf Emporium in Farmington, Missouri. This is the Great Big Blow. Let's meet this week's contestants.
Hello, Sergey Santa Monica. I come from Georgia. I am glassblower. I am based glassblower in Olive Land. I like Disneyland. I like Lunchables. And I also like blowing the glass. Because when I blow glass, it's like all of the pain inside of me goes through tube, comes out other end, is very strong. But at the other end is sometimes vulnerable. And when the glass breaks on the other end, you go, which is, it's just their soul leaving your body. Boris! Yes, hello down there. Yes, I'm blowing the glass. My favorite bands are Red Hot Chili Peppers, Blink 182, all the small things, truth tells, truth seems. Yes, you know the tune. I enjoy eating Lunchables. Nacho Lunchables are my favorite. Hello, I'm Sergey. I'm off to the glass blowing competition. As you can see now, I live in beautiful San Francisco. Behind me, yes, right behind me is the Full House. Yes, Danny Tanner house where Danny Tanner live. House where Uncle Jesse have nice hair inside house. Lot of weird things with Kimmy Gibbler going on next door. One of my favorite shows brought me most joy in Georgia. We are waiting for final season now. Final season should be out here in the next 4 to 5 years. I don't actually live in one of the houses. I live in the park. Here, glass blowing is not as, how do you say, lucrative as one might think. I'm poor. I eat trash from the dumpster. I like to eat hot dog on stick. I like to enjoy in American freedoms, like swimming at the beach, volleyball, and rollerblading. I like to do all such things such as that. Hello, this is my dog Vladimir. Sit! Good boy! Hey! Sit! Boy!
How's it going, bud? I'm Hyler Howell from Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, eh? You know, besides being known as the best glassblower here in the Great White North, I also make the meanest and choicest poutine this side of the Frenchies, bud. Other things I'm interested in besides blowing the glass around is I'm a big champion moose caller. I have done this before. I don't recommend anybody just do this on their own. Make sure that you have a good, fine-hearted Canadian with you when you're going to do it. I don't like doing this so close to home. I'm so good at it, I'm afraid I'm going to call a beast out of the woods. Okay, here we go. Oh, you know, sometimes I come down here, I think about the next little great glass blow that I'm going to do. Hey, you know, back there in the woodshed is where I do most of my glass blowing, bud. Just this past year, I blew hockey sticks for all Sasky line for the St. Louis Blues. Old Hyler's got his own Howe hat trick. I try to take 3 different broads into the airstream here, bud. Some say that a Howe hat trick is a goal, a fight, and an assist, eh? I say the old Howe hat trick is 1 in the goose, 1 in the moose, and 1 in the poos, eh? How's the water today, bud? Pretty cold, eh? The muskie's hidden. All right, bud. Hey, look, we want everybody to know that they're welcome up here in the Great White North. You know, I know we get the reputation for being some really kind, gentle people, but I want to tell you something, bud. Like, this place is no joke, okay? You come up in here into Saskatchewan, you're not ready to fight a bear with your bare knuckles. You got another thing coming, bud. Oh, I want to show you guys all the beautiful parts of Saskatchewan. The fishing up here is great. You pull these fish out of the water, you have to keep your head on a swivel. Because those bears will come out of the wood, they'll fight you for your fish. Okay, you could just be walking around trying to take in all of these nice little conifer trees here. And next thing you know, you got a little cow moose coming trampling towards you. She'll stomp you in the ground, bud. Hey, little moose, you better run, bud. Old grizzly coming to get you. Bear's a hoser, bud.